Hi, I'm Captain Lunt from Oakland Camp, and you're watching Report on Conditions.
This week, we'll take you to a second alarm commercial building fire in the city of Menifee, and we'll also learn about Type 3 fire engines and their capabilities.
Engine 1 with report on conditions.
Hi, I'm Karina Espinosa, and thank you for joining CAL FIRE Riverside County Fire Department's Report on Conditions. For the past week, from January 1st to January 7th, our firefighters responded to 3,756 calls for service, including 2,852 medical emergencies and 113 fire-related calls. Of the fire calls, 17 were vegetation fires and 17 were structure fires. Let's take a look at a few highlighted incidents from the past week. On Saturday, January 6th at around 5:40 in the morning, 911 dispatchers received reports of a fire near the intersection of Newport Road and Town Center Drive in Menifee. Firefighters arrived on scene and confirmed an under-construction commercial strip mall fully involved in fire with exposures to additional buildings and requested a second alarm response. SoCal Edison was requested for a threat to power lines in the area, and firefighters assumed a defensive attack due to a partial structure collapse. Newport Road between Town Center and Avenida Cortez was closed for an extended period as firefighters worked. The fire was contained to the initial building just after 7 a.m., and resources were on scene for most of the day performing heavy salvage and overhaul. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. There were no civilian or firefighter injuries reported. At around 11:45 in the morning on Saturday, January 6th, firefighters were dispatched to a reported fire in the 31,000 block of Calle Aragon in the city of Temecula. The first arriving engine company officer reported a two-story single-family dwelling with an attached garage fully involved in fire. An aggressive fire attack contained the flames to the garage, with only smoke damage to the living quarters of the residents. One dog was rescued and given oxygen for possible smoke inhalation, and one civilian occupant was transported to the hospital via ground ambulance for a minor injury. The American Red Cross was requested to assist 4 displaced adults. Firefighters remained on scene for approximately 3 hours to complete salvage and overhaul. On Saturday, January 6th at around 7:30 p.m., firefighters were dispatched to a report of a traffic collision in the 32,000 block of Ortega Highway in El Carrizo. The first engine on scene reported a solo vehicle that had collided into the side of a hill. Firefighters assessed the sole occupant of the vehicle and determined they had moderate injuries and were transported to the hospital via ground ambulance. The incident was turned over to California Highway Patrol for investigation.
The Riverside County Fire Department is currently enrolling volunteer reserve firefighters and other vital volunteer roles. Whether you want to start an exciting career in the fire service or just want to serve your community, visit rvcfire.org to find out more.
Wood smoke is the other secondhand smoke. Pledge to check before you burn. Sign up at airalerts.org.
This is Firefighter 1, Cameron Timbo at Cal Fire Station 10 in Lake Elsinore. You're watching Did You Know on a Type 3 engine. This is a HME Model 34 Type 3 fire engine. This is primarily used for wildland firefighting. On the front bumper of the engine, we have 3 separate compartments. So on this side right here, we keep our starter rolls. In the center compartment, we have our 2.5-inch fill line. And here on this side, we have our mobile attack line. This is gonna be used for a different mode of attack. They're gonna be driving the engine behind us, and we're gonna be walking with this line on our shoulder and putting down wet line on the fire to contain it. This is a dual stage pump. We have 500 gallons in our tank on this engine, so we can carry 500 gallons of water. And this dual stage pump allows us to get more pressure for wildland fires for longer hose lays than a single stage pump would. This is our tool compartment. This is where we carry all of our tools that we'll carry on wildland fires and for structure fires. We do have structure fire capabilities as well. We have our spare SCBA bottles for our SCBA packs down here. We have 2 on the other side as well. This will be one of our PPE compartments, so we can store some of our gear in this. Up here we have our wheel chocks, so we can use these to chock the wheels on the engine to make sure that we're not going either direction. This engine is also a 4-wheel drive engine, so we can take this off-road, specifically for the wildland incidents that we run. This engine is going to be carrying 6 hose packs, so these hose packs will have 200 feet of 1.5-inch single jacket wildland firefighting hose, and then we carry 2 down here for our starter packs, and then we have 4 up here in this top part also. On the Type 3 engines, we either have a 3-section 16-foot or a 3-section 20-foot extension ladder. We have a backboard as well for some medical aids that we may run if we need to use that. We also carry New York hooks and some other structure firefighting tools back here. On this bottom rack, we store some of our PPE for the firefighters. We carry our medical equipment, so we'll have our AED, our medical bag, our oxygen, our C-collars, our splints, our burn packs, everything else that we can use to treat patients. We also have our SCBAs up here. These are going to be used in any IDLH atmosphere, so that's in danger to life and health. This is one of our PPE compartments for the firefighters also. And down here we have our drip torches, so these will be used for firing operations on wildland incidents. Down here in this compartment, we have the batteries for the engine. We have our fill lines down here, and then we also have our washing equipment. On this engine, we're gonna run 2 firefighters and a company officer, which can either be a fire apparatus engineer or a fire captain. So they're gonna be driving, and the firefighter's gonna be sitting in the front seat, and the other firefighter's gonna be in the back seat.
That's it for this week's Report on Conditions. Be sure to follow @CAL FIRE RRU on social media to stay up to date on incidents as they happen. Did you happen to capture any pictures or videos of our firefighters in action? If so, send them our way at rrupio@fire.ca.gov. On behalf of your CAL FIRE Riverside County Fire Department Public Affairs and Community Education Bureau, I'm Karina Espinosa. Thanks for watching.